So, in your higher secondary computer science, you are having 16 chapter under 5 units. Okay. So, I will shortly explain what are the chapters under your unit coverage. Now, see, today we are going to see problem solving techniques. This is your unit 1 under that function. So totally you are having four chapters in unit 1. Okay. So you all familiar with computer programming language, right? In 11th standard, we'll come across C++. In lower classes, you come across Microsoft Office package and all. So before going to your programming language, you have to know one thing mainly. What is it is? Every programming languages are built using front end and back end tools. Okay, one is designing part, another one is storing part. So totally in this 5 unit also we are going to discuss about and you are going to learn about the both front end and back end tools. You may ask me, what is front end, ma'am? What is back end? It is nothing but the thing you can able to view, the thing you can able to give an input, okay, and storing of everything comes under this front end part. Okay, designing tool, front end is a designing tool also. So back end means storage tools. I will tell you clearly. You just know what is front end and what is back end. Okay, so coming to this, in your first unit you are going to see about function tools. So function, what is function and what are the users, what are different categories inside this. Okay, this is your first unit part. Second unit, no, it is about core Python. It is about what, ma? Core Python. Under this you are going to see 4 chapters. Then third unit, modularity and OOPS. This is OOPS is C++ programming. Okay, under this you are having 2 chapters. Then in your fourth unit, this is database concept and MySQL concept. Here you are having 3 chapters. This is your backend. Python and OOPS or your front end tool. Just now I told no. Then fifth unit. See the name itself, integrating Python with MySQL and C++. See, in this unit, you are going to integrate Python. Python is your second unit chapter. How you are going to integrate your front end with MySQL. MySQL is your backend tool. Okay, storage part. This is used for storing data. So totally you are having 6 chapters. Now we will move on to your first unit. This chapter you are having functions, data abstraction, scoping and algorithm. Now see about what is function. The name itself you can see, it's a problem solving technique. So it will have set of rules and operations that should be framed and followed to solve problems. So mathematical problems or logical problems, anything else you can able to solve using this function strategy. This is your part 1 of your chapter 1. What are the learning objectives you can come across? After learning your chapter 1, we will discuss it shortly. Okay, first you can able to know about what is function specification. What is the use of function specification? That things you can able to know from this chapter. Then what is the use of parameters and argument? Then what is the interface and how you are going to implement that one in your program? Then what is pure function? What are the uses of impure function and side effect of using impure function? These are all the topics you are going to learn in your chapter 1. Okay, coming to the synopsis of your first chapter, you are having 4 main categories in your book. First one is your introduction part. Second one is function with respect to your programming language. Which programming language you are going to study? Based on that language, the function, what is the way and usage of function also you are going to learn. Then interface versus implementation. Last one is pure function. Okay. Now coming to the introduction part of this chapter, first you have to know about what is algorithm. Okay, algorithm is a procedure for solving a problem. What is your unit name? Problem solving techniques, right? So it is a procedure for solving the problem using algorithm. So algorithm is step-by-step procedure. Okay, straight away you can't able to get your output. You have to get various input. Based on the input, what are the procedure you are going to apply to solve your problem? That is algorithm. Okay, algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve your mathematical or logical problems. Then it is a list of steps and it is implemented using your programming language. I told you already, front end and back end tool like that. No, here they are listing some programming language of front end using front end tool. C, C++, Java, Python. These are all some tools of your front end. Do you see this one earlierly? This is called flowchart. So algorithm is a step-by-step procedure for solving a problem. The way how it is going to get solved off is by using a schematic representation process. That process is called as flowcharts. So flowchart is a schematic representation of program. Okay. So this is your start symbol, this one, and this one is your end symbol of your program. So both one should represented by using oval. This is for giving input, this is for printing output. Okay, for giving input and displaying your output. Those two symbols are parallelogram. And this one is decision. This one is what? Decision making, whether it is true or false. This is rhombus symbol. And see this one, yellow color box, no? So this one is for writing the expression part of your program. These are all the basic symbol for drawing your flow chart. Next, we have to come to know about subroutines. What is subroutine? This is the next part you have to come to know before going to this function. By seeing the name itself, what you can able to identify? Subroutine. Sub means what? It is a small part from the main, right? You will say no, main part, sub part. So what is main part? Main part means the full part. Under that, you are going to take any sections, means that should be come in your sub part. So routine. What is this? Routine. Routine means what? The thing should be followed again and again, or daily. Like this we can call it as routines. So in the subroutines, means in your programming, what are the things you are going to use again and again? That things you have to specify by using the function. See, subroutine is a small program written and stored separately. It can be call whenever it is required in your program. These are all the basic building blocks of your computer program. That section, that small section, no, if you want to use again and again, that is repeatedly in your program, means that thing should be specified by using functions. Okay, so function is a unit of code that is often defined with a greater code structure. So it may take any number of inputs and produce a concerned output. Okay. Now coming to the function with respect to your programming language, see this one, function specification. How we are going to make a function specification. Now see this one, A is assigned for a value of 24. This whole thing, no, this one we will call it as expression. The value of A is 24. Okay. Now you can able to see this is the function definition part, giving the value to a variable, that is so on function specification part. So defining a function means it binds a value to your name. So in this expression you just see the value of 24 is assigned to A. So definition part of your function binds a value to your name. So A equal to 24, this is called as expression. Okay. So definition can have expression nested inside them, but all definition is not an expression. Definition is one part. It will have an expression. Okay. Now coming to the parameter and argument. What is parameter and what is argument? You have to make clear difference between this two. We saw what is variable. In your previous session, we saw a value of A, no, that is called as variable. Now coming to the parameter, variable in a function definition, that is called as parameters. And you are giving some values, no, you are passing some values, no. If you pass any values to your variables, that is called as argument. Okay. This also called whenever required in your program. Let us see one example over here. See this one, def. Def is a defining function. Okay. This one is your function name. What is your function name here? Sum. Sum is your function name. So any name followed by brackets like this means this is called function definition part. Now see this one, sum x comma y. This no x and y. This is called as parameter. Now it returned the value of x plus y, second code. So what will happen here is this is summing function. You are doing an expression over here using this one x plus y. So it will return the addition of this two parameters. Okay. Now see this one. This is print function. Print function calling this sum function, and you are passing the value as 2 and 3. What does it mean? You are passing the value of 2 and 3 to a variable x and 3 to a variable y. Okay, this 2 and 3, no, this is called as argument. Okay, do you all clear? If you pass any values to a variable in function definition, that is called as arguments. Okay, do you understand clearly what is parameter and what is argument now? By seeing this example, so x and y is parameter and 2 and 3 are called arguments. Now we are going to see about two main types with this parameter and arguments. Now see, parameter without type and parameter with type. What is this one? Now you know what is parameter. So parameter is a variable in the function definition part, that is called as parameter. See, what is this with type and without type? This type, no, this type here, no. This specify the data type of your parameter. What is data type? Data type is, here see this one, its value is 2. It is integer. For example, here in this function you are asking for a name of a person means what will happen? Name should be entered in characters, right? So name means it should be character. See this one, integer. Integer is one data type. Integer means it will write 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. If you want a character means what? Name. If you want name means it should be represented in character. That data type is char. Okay, that data type is what, ma? Char. For getting number you have to represent using integer. For getting name, that is alphabets, if you want means that one should be represented as character. Now we are going to see about OCaml coding for knowing this parameter with type and without type using your OCaml code program. OCaml is a general purpose multi-program, okay, multi-program language. Now see this one, I will show you the syntax. Before going to all programming language, you have to come across this word called syntax. What does it means? This is the basic procedure for writing your program. Okay, syntax is the basic procedure for writing your program code. So now come to this function part, how to define your function using OCaml language. Okay, so this is the basic procedure part. Now first point is all variables or functions should start with a keyword of let. This is your first part. Okay, now see the syntax of function definition. So in the first point itself they told all variables or function should start with a keyword of what, ma? Let. So start with let. Name, this is the function name. What is the function you are going to use? That name you have to specify over here. This is the parameter. What are all the parameter you are going to use? That should be assigned for an expression and with semicolon. If your function is recursive, note down this one, recursive. This is very, very important. Recursive. If your function is recursive means the keyword of REC should be added before your function name. Okay. Now see, what is recursive? Recursive means repeated process. Anything if you want to repeat again and again means that function you have to specify it by using this keyword of REC. Now coming to the syntax of recursive function. This is your normal function definition. Now come to your recursive function definition. So let keyword followed by REC, rec function. Okay, this is the keyword for recursive function REC, rec. Then name of your function, same parameter is assigned for an expression and with semicolon. So all statement terminated with semicolon in your OCaml language. Statement alone, not for condition part and all. Statement alone. Now we will see one example program coding for your OCaml language. Now see the question. Function. Write a program to find function to find the maximum of two number using your function. Find the maximum of two number using function. Now compare this one with your previous code. We saw no previous code. compare this one with your previous code. What is your previous code? What is your previous code, ma? This is your previous code, right? Lect keyword followed by function name. Parameter is assigned for an expression. Now see this one. Lect keyword followed by function name is max. Then that one is assigned for what? Parameters. Parameter you are passing x, y is assigned for an expression. This rectangle things I am embedding now. This is the expression part. Now coming to this, lect is the keyword. Max is the function name, x and y are parameters. If, now see the condition part, what they are going to check. If you want to find maximum of two number, what is the condition you have to give, ma? You have to compare these two numbers. Okay, compare these two number, and if which number is greatest, that number should have to display first. If the first number is not greatest means automatically what will happen? Second number will be the greatest number, right? Now see the condition part. If x greater than y, then x. This is your normal English. See, if x greater than y, then x is greater than y, then automatically x will get print off. Otherwise, that is else part, otherwise else y, end with semicolon, double semicolon. Okay, now see this one. Now coming to the, this is what is function definition. This is the function definition part without specifying any data types over here. Okay, now see this coding. Syntax of function definition with data type. What is this one? With data type. So what will happen compared to your previous code, like keyword followed by your name of your function, same, then parameter, then colon operator of data type. This one is different compared to your previous coding, right? Then colon return type, then you have to assign your expression. This three part is different comparing to your last coding. This is the syntax. This is the syntax for writing function definition with data type. So parameter, along with that parameter, you have to specify the data type, whether it is integer or float or character, anything else. Then before assigning to an expression also, you have to specify the peculiar data type of it. Okay, this is the return type. So data type, what data type you are going to give for the parameter, that return type should be specified over here. Now coming to the example of this, lect keyword, the same program we will take again. In previous session, we take the maximum of two numbers for comparing without data type. In previous program, we didn't saw any data type over there. Now see this one, lect keyword followed by your function name, parameter of x, the data type they are mentioning it as int. Then for y, another variable y, and the parameter y assigning to a data type of int. Then expression is assigned to that same int, return type is int. Now check the condition, same thing. Compare you with your previous code. This is your previous code, right? No. Let max xy is assigned. If x greater than y, then x else y. Now see this one. Let max, same condition. Before, after to x, you have to specify the data type. Similarly for any number of parameters. Now it's the same condition. If x greater than y means x, otherwise y. Now we will see this one using your coding part of OCaml tool. Okay, I will show you how to run using your OCaml tool. Now see this one. This is the editor of your OCaml programming language. In this editor, you have to type your coding here. Then You have to check for the condition whether your typed coding is get correct or wrong. Then you can evaluate your code. Okay, now see, we are going to type your first program. So what is the keyword for typing a program? Let is the keyword, right? So let keyword, the color, orange color, I typed it as in what color, ma? White, right? See this one, white color. If the word is keyword means automatically the color will get change off. Okay. So let is a keyword followed by your function name. I'm going to find maximum of 2 number. So I'm specifying the function name as max. Then 2 variables you have to give. I am giving one as x, another one as y. Okay. This one is assigned to what? This is parameter. This is what? Let the keyword function name x and y parameter is assigned. So equal symbol assigned for some condition. What condition we have to check it off? Tell me. If x greater than y, what will happen? X greater than y, it will print the value of x. Else what will happen? Y. End with double semicolon. If x greater than y, then what the keyword you have to use over here is then. Okay, that's it. Now we can check this one. Okay, see this one. If we check, if it is correct means automatically tick symbol will come over here. See this one. You saw this one, tick symbol. Now I'm defaultly changing the setting over here. See this one. Then I change it as the. Now check for the condition. And you're able to see wrong mark is coming over. So you have to specify the spelling correctly, and condition part also you have to give correctly. Now check correct. Now you can able to evaluate your code. Now see this one. Evaluation of your code. You can give in this window. This hash symbol, no, here you have to give. What is your function? Max. I am giving 2 values. One is 4, another one is 5. What will happen? 4, 5. 4 is assigned for x and 5 for y. So 5 is the biggest number. So automatically it will display as 5. Okay. Now go to the editor part. This is the program for parameter without data type. Now we will change the same program for parameter with data type. Okay. So what is the thing? You have to change it off. After to parameter, you have to assign it to your integer part. This is the coding part we saw, no? So I am assigning to an integer. Similarly for y, we have to specify the data type of int. I'm giving data type as int. Similarly for an expression, specifying the value as int. Now check for the condition. Yes, the condition get executing off. Now evaluate your code. So automatically see this one, val max integer is assigned for integer. This one is your for variable x, this is for your variable y, and this integer, no, this part, this integer is for your expression part. So function calling part. Now can you able to see this hash symbol? Okay, here you have to run your function. How to run? Max. Max is your function name. No, you have to type max keyword. Then you enter a value for x and y. That value should be integer. Okay. Now see 45. This is one value. I'm giving 54. Which one is greater? 54 is greater. So the value is for y. So y is the biggest number. See 54. But the same function, see this one, I'm once again running with float as a data type. Before that I'm giving as int as a data type. Integer கொடுத்திருக்க. Again the value it will display as integer. Now I'm giving a float value. Float value means what, ma? Decimal value. I'm giving one is 4.5, another one is 5.2. What will happen? I'm specifying the value of x and y as integer. I'm giving here is float. Whether it will take, we will check it off. See this one. Error is displaying. What is the error displaying over here? This expression has a type float, but an expression was expected of type int. So we are giving float value, but expected value is what, ma? Integer, because in your program you are specifying as integer. Now we will move on to this. Once again we will run with integer. See, 1, 2. So 2 is biggest, right? Now see this one. Automatically it is executing off. So specifying the data type means the same format you have to give in your program. You all clear? Okay, now we'll move to the class section. Now come to this window of OCaml. Okay, now see. So up to this we saw what is function. Okay, how to define a function using OCaml with parameter and without parameters of data types. Parameter with data type and without data type. Now come to this. This is the syntax for defining function. That function is what, ma? Recursive function. I told you already. Recursive function means what? If any function want to be run again and again, that function should be represented by using the keyword of REC. That is called recursive. Now see the syntax of the function definition for recursive function. So let keyword followed by REC fn. This is your function name in A1, A2, etc. an. This is parameter colon equal to k. This is an expression part. Okay, so keyword, recursive function, then name of your function, what are the parameter you are using, finally the expression part. This is the syntax for writing your recursive function. Okay. All function definition which call itself again and again, that is called recursive function. Now see the syntax for function types, various types. So any number of input you can able to give for function. I already told you. Now we will see what are the different types of input you can give to get a concern output of your function. So now see the first one. This is x. So your input is x, creating an output as y. This is one way. One input, one output. This one, see the second part. X1 is one input. It is passed to another variable, that is x2. So both also input. Produce a concrete output of y. Now coming to this third part, x1 up to x2, x3, x4 up to etc. xn. Any number of input you can able to give to produce one output. This is the syntax for various function types. Okay. So all functions are static function. How you can able to say like this, ma? All functions are static function. Means whatever the input you can give, it will produce a concern output based on the input. So the functions are static functions. Dynamic function means what? Means it will keep on changing. That is called as dynamic function. Okay. Now coming to this parameter without type. One more example that should be displayed in your book. Now see this one. This is a book example. Require b greater than or equal to 0. Return a to the power of b. Okay, this is condition part. Now let. This is select a keyword. Then REC means what, ma? Recursive function. This one is what? POW. Function name, parameter A and B you are passing is assigned for an expression if B equal to 0, then 1. If B value is equal to 0 means automatically it will print 1 as the result. Else it will do a mathematical operation like this. What is this one? See, A asterisk. Asterisk means it will multiply. A value is multiplied to the power of A into B minus 1. Okay, for this example is for finding the power value. If the value is given as 3, okay, A value is given as 3 and B you are assigning for 2 means what will happen means 3 to the power of 2. So it will do the mathematical operation of 3 into 2. 2 times 3 to the power of 2 means 3 into 3. So the answer will be of 9. Okay, repeatedly. 3 is repeatedly called for doing a mathematical operation. So 3 into 3. This is the statement over here. Recursive. Recursive means what? Function calling itself again and again for doing a particular task. That is called recursive, no? So 3 into 3, 9. So like this, you can write using your function. Now see this one, parameter without type. Here, the value of A and B is not mentioned any type. We doesn't mention any data type for this parameter A and B. Okay. Now move on to the parameter with type. See the same example with type. So see this one. All the first two lines same. In this part, we saw a maximum. We saw an example, no, in using a camel maximum of 2 numbers. Same thing. For your better understanding only, I execute the code. Now see this one. A is assigned as integer, B as integer, and expression also assigned for an integer. Then last two lines also same. Only the thing is you are giving the parameter with data type. That's it. Now you are most probably cleared with this syntax, I think so. Okay. Now we will see one more example in your book. This is example for finding odd and even number using recursive function. It will check for a condition x value is greater than or equal to 0. So anyhow, odd or even means the number should, odd number means the number should start with 1. Whether it is even number means it will start with 2, right? So automatically the number, which number also we are going to give, that number should be greater than or equal to 0. So it will check for the condition if x equal to 0. This operator, no, see this one, double line in parallel. Okay, um, this is this is the operator for logical or operator. Here you see this one, ampersand, double ampersand. This is for logical and this is logical or, and this one is what? Logical and operator. So it will check for the condition if x equal to 0, odd number. So odd is a function. Odd is a function. Function name. This is passing the parameter x minus 1. So it returns the value of even. Now see, x greater than or equal to 0. Let your function over here is odd for x. Now check for an expression x is lesser than or greater than 0 and even x minus 1. That time it will, if it is not even number means automatically it will write the result as odd number. Okay. Now we will move on to the difference of this two. Parameter with type and and without type. We already saw the same coding. I just list out in the tabular format. Why? Because of means it will ask in your 5 mark. You just write the example syntax that we saw now. Then write what are the parameters over here. In this, for this parameter A and B, we not even listed any type. So this is parameter without type. The same example here we return. For parameter A and B, we are specifying the integer as the data type. So the output also return type of integer we have to specify. Here we have mentioned the type for your power function as int. Okay, it will ask in your 5 mark. You have to write like this. Now we will move on to the next part of this summary. So up to this, we will wind up your class. What are the things we saw today? We will make a short summary of it. What is the first thing we saw, Ma? What is the first thing? We saw about algorithm. What is algorithm? Algorithm is a step-by-step process. Okay. Then what is subroutine? It's a basic building blocks of your computer program, and it is a smaller section of code used to perform particular task repeatedly. Then how to specify function? Function should be specified with value assigned for a parameter. Okay, if A is assigned as some value means that should be as a function specification, and how to define function and all we saw. Then we coming to parameter and arguments. What is parameter? Parameter are the variables in the function definition, and arguments are the values we pass to a parameter, right? Then under this we saw two categories. One is parameter without type, and another one is parameter with type. So without type and with type means this type specify the data types of your function. Okay. Hope you all understand, I think so. Now I will give some homework part for you that we gone through this session. Okay. I will give some 2 mark question. You just once again go through this video and write and make a note of it. Now see, first question, what is it? What is a subroutine? You all know, no? Next, move on to the second question. Define function with respect to programming language. So you have to write what is function and what is the use of function. What is the answer for this, Ma? Function is a unit of code that is often defined with a greater code structure. Any number of inputs you can able to give it off that will produce a concern output, right? Now write the inference you get from x equal to 78. In this question, what is the thing you have to write, Ma? Here, this is the function definition part. It binds the value to the name. Which one? X. So x binds the value of 78. X is a variable. It will assign a value of 78. Like that, you have to specify this one. Now coming to the fourth question, write the syntax of recursive function. We saw let keyword followed by rec keyword, REC. Recursive short form is what, Ma? Rec keyword. Then function name, parameter list is assigned for an expression. Okay. Now what is the fifth question? Which of the following is a normal function and which is a recursive function? I listed 3 questions here. You have to see and find which one is your normal function and which one is your recursive function. This is your first question. You find it off like keyword followed by rec keyword, then function name, parameter is assigned then it will return a value of expression. Now see, this is your second program and this is your third program. So fifth question, you have to find this first question under fifth is what? Normal function or recursive. Similarly for second and third. Okay, you find answer for this and write.